What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my latest impulse buy. Here I am, minding my business, just surfing the web a little bit, popped on Amazon, and saw, well, I'm not going to tell you just yet, but let me give you a quick preview. Another blue Ford. So, what's a guy to do but to hit the buy it now button and wait impatiently by the front door for his next toy to arrive. Now, these things are very, very difficult to get open, so I thought I'd bring a little something to help me get in this thing a little easier. There's nothing like 20,000 RPM to rip through this thing. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Now that we've cut through that devil's plastic, let's see what we've got inside here. Open this bad boy up. 1/36 scale, full proportion, 4-wheel drive, off-road truck. Put the instructions where they belong. Oh my gosh, look at how tiny this thing is. Still a little dust in the air. Don't know where that came from. Let's see if we can remove the little protective styrofoam blocks from this bad boy and see what we've got. This thing is crazy. You can't believe how tiny this little truck is. Look at this. Look at the suspension, though. Solid axle. That's legit. Look at these tiny little drive shafts that it's got. Holy cow, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Little monster truck chevrons. Look at that. For a little scale comparison, that is ridiculous. Such a cool little truck, though. Got that 79 Ford. I wonder what that will be. Yep, that looks about right. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Can't wait to try this little thing out. Comes with a nice little remote. Not too bad for considering what we're kind of dealing with here. And then it's got a little USB-C charging cord. So that is basically everything that's in the box. Kind of packaged up pretty nice, though. A lot of styrofoam in here to keep it protected while it makes its way from China. And that's what the box is here. It's VoleRusher RC. Never heard of them. No idea. Probably not going to be a lot of part support. Comes in 2 little variants here. You can get the little Jeep, or you can get the Bigfoot truck. Gonna end up getting both, I'm sure. And this thing all came to like $60. I was just online and I happened to see this thing. I saw the little Ford truck and I just couldn't help but hit that buy it now button. I'm sure you get it. Let me throw some batteries in this thing real quick and let's see what it can do. Okay, so I got to get this remote opened up, and so I thought I would try out my new angle impact driver, Milwaukee, to get this hatch off of here. You know how tough these screws can be. These are almost impossible to remove, so I had to bring in the big guns to get this thing open. All right, let's pop these bad boys in here. Let's get this thing fired up, man. We got work to do. Okay, boom. Get that clipped in. All right, so apparently this thing has 3 speeds on it. So it's got the down arrow and the up arrow, or however you want to do it. And it controls, like that goes to yellow, a little faster. And then it goes to red, and that's full throttle. So this thing has got 3 speeds built into the remote. There's a lot of features that this remote has, and I'm a little surprised. Also, this switches on and off your headlights, and then that is your hazards. So you have tons of little features in this vehicle. So on, off, on the headlights, hazards on, and then you've got your 3 speeds here for your throttle. Let's get this thing put back in, and let's see if we can't take this thing for a spin. I don't know if it comes with any amount of charge. Most of the time these things come with at least 60% charge. So I have to fire this thing up. Let's see what we can do here. Let's get this thing turned on. All right, got lights on the transmitter. That's a good sign. Oh, and that's not good. It's all the way to one side. Alright, so we got it turned on here. Now we have to correct the trim because this thing is hard lock. Wow, it's actually got pretty impressive steering. Very responsive. Like ridiculously responsive for what this thing is. So now it looks like I've got that centered. Let's give it a little throttle. Got some nice low gearing in there. That's pretty cool. Alright. Lights flash. Lights on. Let's see what this thing has got. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Try and check out this little rock course we got going on here. Do a little test work. See if this thing's got any capability. I'm not going to lie to you. I am shocked that this thing is even capable of doing that. It looks like the diffs are all locked. So, got some locked diffs in here, and it is definitely friction. Oh my god, I can't even believe that this thing is crawling. Look at the way that thing crawls, man. Wow, it's got a little zap to it. Kind of fast. Decent turning radius. Surprised. I don't want to bind up too much with this thing because I don't know if I'll be able to get parts. May end up having to 3D print parts to get this thing fixed if it breaks. But let's see what it can do. Oh, look at that. Look at that, man. That is impressive. I was not expecting to have any capability out of this little truck. And I got to tell you, I'm extremely impressed. I'm going to do a high-speed pass here. So hang tight. Let me back this thing up. Full send. Not bad. I'm going to have to get a little slow motion action on this bad boy. Here we go. Ready? And go. Huh. Very good. Very good. Very impressed, honestly. Did not expect to have nearly the performance that I am seeing out of this truck. I bought it basically for looks. I figured I would take some parts off of something else and try to make this thing like a trail rig or something. But I don't know if it really needs that much. This thing is handling itself pretty well right out of the box. So I'm going to say, if you're looking for like a stocking stuffer for anybody that seems to be any type of an RC car nerd, this is going to be your gift. For the price, what you get, the look, I don't think you can do better for that price. I'm telling you, I would say that this thing is probably just as good as a little axial or something like that. It is very impressive, and I'm telling you, like, this is a metal chassis on here. Got a little metal chassis on here. Got some little springs. I wonder if I could pop the body off. I don't know what I would have to take off to do that, but this servo is tiny. I can't even believe the size. I mean, that is a tiny little servo, but it's got a servo on the axle, and it's got decent power. It's got decent power. I'm just kind of impressed here. Just kind of impressed that it's even possibly. I can't believe you're getting as much as you are for what it is. And honestly, it's got like a little bit of. It's either got a drag brake, or it's just the gearing is that. I don't know. It doesn't have worm gears, but it must just be drag brake in there. Either way, it's impressive. Crazy. The drive shafts are ridiculous. You almost got to see these drive shafts to believe it. I'm trying to think of how to. I mean, the tire. There's my thumb. So the tires are no bigger than my thumb. Oh yeah. Okay, so just in terms of sheer size, here's a quarter, and then if you place the quarter, the wheel is. I mean, the whole tire is almost. It's just slightly larger than a quarter. I mean, by a fraction. Now, in terms of electronics, you have a USB-C charging port on the back. I'm just in like sheer. I don't know. I mean, I'm just in shock that you get the electronics in this thing are so good for its size. It's pretty impressive. let's see what kind of flex you got out of here. So got a couple of tires on the floor. Let me move that quarter out of the way. Let's see. So you can get that front tire up about that high, and the back tire is still making pretty good contact. That one's got contact. So we got some decent flex out of this bad boy. It's not a crawler. It's a monster truck, so, you know. So you got a decent amount of flex out of this thing, and it does flex pretty easy. Like, it definitely is doing its own flexing. Get a little flex going on there. Anyways, so my final thoughts for the few minutes that I've had the truck are pretty... Okay, let me just save you some time. It's $60. Buy it. You can't go wrong for $60, dude. Even if you run this thing for 4 hours and destroy it, it was still worth the $60. It looks just like a little Bigfoot. I had to have it. I would buy it again in a minute. I'm super impressed. I was buying it with the thought that this thing was complete trash coming out of the box just because of the look. So when I took this thing out of the box, and you guys were there for the whole process, and it drove and it performs like it does with locked axles, steering servo on axle, tiny little drive shafts, the battery being on board, I get it because it would be tough to get. Look at these tires too. Look at the tires. They've got decent tires. The tires are soft. They're grippy. You can't miss it, man. You will be remiss for not buying this. And then also, you would be a super cool uncle or dad or whatever dropping this off for a little birthday party or a Christmas stocking stuffer. This would just be a great one. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to put this thing through some little adventures. We're going to get this thing out there and set up a little crawler course for it. Me and my son, we'll get this thing rolling, but not disappointed at all. I think you're going to enjoy it. Do me a favor, if you like this content, please hit that thumbs up. It definitely helps me out. Definitely like, definitely subscribe. I need all of that. And give me the comments. I want to know what your thoughts are on this thing. What can we use this thing for? I mean, this would be the best little indoor crawler for the cold season, the holiday season, that I think you can ask for. You can drive this thing on a coffee table. You could drive this thing on a laptop. I mean, you got enough room on a laptop to run this thing. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. And oh yeah, I'll leave the links in the description below.